man that needs your cheers more than ever before, as he is one game away from ultimate elimination. Representing Liquid in Korea, give it up for Taeja.
A man who knows what it takes to win in summer times, but so far, I think it's Bomber bringing some of that summertime sadness, as Lana Del Rey would say, to Taeja, as this series has not been going very well.
That post-summer depression could hit him, we'll see.
Which is so unlike Taeja. Wow, actually we can already see Bomber setting out a very early SCV here. He's gonna proxy a barrack. Is he dropping a refinery at home?
Wow, he isn't. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it looks like we are going to have Reaper here from Bomber. Unless he wants to just say, actually, I'm going to get a tech lab with the... Because this refinery, to me, feels a little bit later than it normally would be for a Reaper. So he might get the tech lab, go for Marauders, which is a tout to an all-star. But look at that rally point. The rally point there of Taeja from that SCV. Or was it the barracks? It's the barracks. Ah, okay. It's going to be the Marine that's go out there.
It's going to take a little while. Taeja in game one went for a no-gas fast expand build. In the second game, he did drop the refinery. Now he did drop the refinery again. This SCV from Taeja is going to spot this Rexo, and he's going to find this tech lab as well. So this is really, really good.
And this provokes a different response than if it was Reapers. He spots the barracks. A great read here for Taeja early on. Even pokes away at the tech lab. Nah. I saw you, Bomber. You cannot fool me.
Small thing like this can change the entire momentum of a series. Taeja right now knows that he's dodging a bullet, and this is going to put him in a very good position. Of course, you know, he hasn't completely won yet, or like this opening is not going to do any damage, but this is so useful for him to spot this so early on. We can actually see a factory going down for Taeja already. He is not afraid at all of these Marauders.
A very important thing to note, whilst waiting for this Marauder to come out, he was working on the tech lab to try and stop any more from coming out later on. Any little damage you can do. A great pullback there of that first Marine. The bunker's going to finish just in time here, and the Marines are saved.
Wow, great micro by Taeja. Takes a lot of damage on both Marines, but it keeps them alive. Did quite a bit of damage on this Marauder as well. And right now we can clearly see his factory timing is 30-40 seconds ahead of the one of Bomber.
Oh yeah.
And that is really sweet.
Yep, definitely here. Taeja getting the most out of the opening here from Bomber, reading into what he was doing, making sure that he keeps himself well defended back at home. Now Taeja has the opportunity to transition on so much quicker than Bomber. How can he shut down air assaults? He's going to see it, but he's not going to have a barracks at home for ages, so he can't make any Marines.
I'm very curious to see as well how he is going to do that. The good thing is that this barracks at home, or that this barracks who's not at home, is at least going to get a pretty good scout off. It's going to take a little while before these Marines are able to take it out. What I like a lot about Bomber, not just in this matchup and in every other matchup as well, is that he is not stubborn. He decides to open a certain way, but if he realizes that it's not going to work because he got spotted too early on, or it's just not going to happen, he gives it up immediately and he transitions into something else. And you know, as easy as that sounds, I think, like, I'm personally one of the most stubborn RTS players in the world, and I think a lot of people out there can feel similar with that feeling. Bomber just drops it immediately and moves on, has a backup plan, and I don't know, you know, how he always does it, but he just reads it excellent.
Yeah, and I really like that not only is Taeja going for a Banshee to try and exploit his opponent back home, but he's also going for Cloak to just say, well, I know that you don't have that much production back home. I know you're probably trying to get to a starport to get a Viking out instantly, which he starts right away. He's also going for the Widow Mine. These two tools are going to all that he has until he gets a Raven out, and the engineering bay is on the way as well. So he's forcing a lot of investment. That's an interesting Widow Mine placement.
It really is, but I'm actually like kind of interested in these Marines right now that are marching across the map, because if you look at Bomber's army, sure, he's going to be able to deal with the Viking, with the Banshee, with his own Viking and with Widow Mines and stuff, but he has nothing to deal with these Marines, like absolutely nothing. He has one Marauder in the bunker, and that Marauder barely has any HP.
And we're going to see now. I want to see where the Banshee takes the path. Oh, and it dodges the Widow Mine. So the gamble that Bomber took with that Widow Mine is not going to pay off. It's going to have to be up to a second Widow Mine or even the Vikings to help out.
But he does have a Viking at home. I think the second Viking is in production as well. So sure, as soon as Cloak finishes up, which is not ready yet, it's going to take, well, 5 more seconds. That should be enough, right? 3, 2...
Oh, it's going to be close. close, and there we go. He does get it. 2 more volleys would have killed it off, but there's the scan.
Wow.
Making sure he kills it off.
There you can see how much that actually helped Bomber already, getting all those free shots off, even before Cloak was ready. Sure, the scan, you know, with the scan, he was forced to use the scan.
Yeah.
But normally 1 scan was not going to be enough to kill that Banshee, and this time it was, because he got so many shots off for free. Taeja flying into that base a little too early, and now he might fly in range of that Widow Mine. Wow, Bomber. Just sick.
Eventually paying off for itself. A good move there by Bomber. Again,
God.
set up so early on, and now the supplies here are looking not too bad for Bomber despite the opening.
This is really crazy. There were 2 Cloak Banshees and he has only lost like 4 SCVs. Absolutely fantastic defense by Bomber, and suddenly, you know, this is not all that bad, as you pointed out as well. This is unreal.
Baby Knight, ever watchful. He was watching us last time and now he's here again. Bomber has the best TVT in the world. I have to go with that as well. He just knows what he's doing. He understands it better than anybody else. Even after that little opening, he knew the transitions. He knew he would be in an all right spot as long as he played it out from there.
But, you know, we had a lot of great games this weekend, but I think it's safe to say that the best one was Taeja versus Innovation. That was a Bio versus Mag game, and this time, however, it looks like we're going to see that once more. We know that Taeja has what it takes to play absolutely fantastic when he is the Bio player against a Macking opponent. Bomber, however, is probably going to play a little different than the Innovation, as Innovation is that macro play. You know, he always tries to play it safe and steady, take another base, another scan, another Widow Mine hit there as well. That's 3 Cloak Banshees. I think it's safe to say that Taeja should stop making those for at least a little while.
Yeah.
But what I want to say is that, you know, Bomber is just really different. If Bomber wins one small fight, he probably just pulls all the tanks and runs across the map and tries to win his game. While Innovation is a polar opposite and just always, you know, tries to secure map control, take another base. But we know that Taeja can play fantastic with Bio against Mech.
With Bomber trying to go for Mech, I would love to see a very 4GG-esque style coming out from him. A lot of heavy focus on Hellions early on, which can provide great defense and great assault. But now, there could be a little bit of doubt in his mind if he can hold this off.
And there are 25 Stim Marines on this on the map right now. 2 Stim Marauders as well. 1 Siege Tanks against only 2 Siege Tanks from Bomber. Does he actually have what it takes to deal with this little Bio army from Taeja?
He's going to have to hold on strong. He doesn't have that much.
He had a small window. I really felt if Taeja would have stimmed up the ramp, he would have been able to win the game. The longer he waits, the more ready Bomber is going to be.
Yeah.
Soon that 3 production, or that 3 factory production is going to kick in. You can see Blue Flame is on the way as well. 2 more Siege Tanks are on the way. Taeja, there were only 2 Siege Tanks and a few Marauders. You can do this. He can still do this, without a doubt. Like, that tank is so exposed. That tank will fall within a second.
Oh, and speak of that, he's actually going to kill it off so fast. It does go down, as does the bunker, evaporating under the pressure here of this Bio. He's going to actually try and go for the command center. Will he be able to get it? He does get it off. Fantastic pick up there for Taeja in game number 3. All the SCVs completely confused.
Great pickup indeed, but I mean, it's not over yet. Bomber did have a third command center much before his opponent, so he could eventually just fly that one down. Taeja right now has to be careful though, because Bomber's army is growing pretty quick. A lot of Helvets out now on the map, or at least a lot of Hellions. Wouldn't mind connecting with that tank as well. Bomber did like have a third command center already, so he can just float it over and retake his natural, which is exactly what he's doing. And now you can basically say that Taeja's third base is a little bit ahead of his opponent. You know, that was a great pickup for Taeja, and that was really good. But I felt he could have won the game if he would have gone for it immediately.
Yeah, could have been good there. But now Bomber's going to have the opportunity to try and play back into this. He's getting +1 weapons for his mech army here, as well as the armor going down for Taeja as well. But at the same time, if we see a lot of Hellions out, they do have Blue Flame. They're very potent against high Marine numbers. We could see Bomber try and go for some kind of attack. It's going to be hard to catch up economically, I feel.
And is Bomber once more going to try to go up to 3 command centers? Because, I mean, this was basically his third command center. He hasn't remade one yet. I guess he was kind of worried about his Bio army, which he should have been, so he was focusing on units for now. He's not producing any SCVs. He's making a bench. He's making a lot of supply depots. He's making Hellions and tanks. No command center, no SCVs.
Wow, Taeja transitioning onto starports very quickly here. This could be interesting indeed, because...
I mean, but this should always be a base trade scenario, no? Like, Bomber is going to run across the map right now, but there's no way that Taeja should just ever sit there and face that army.
Yeah.
He's definitely going to try to either slow him down or force a base trade, which should be good for Taeja.
Oh, and he is so perfectly set up. He sees the army moving out in the middle with that 1 Marine on the watchtower, so he can just keep either his opponent... Look, Bomber has to come back. There's nothing he can do about this.
And every second is a good second for Taeja right now. He's going to lose a couple of those Marines though if he's not careful. who end up losing a few manufacts here and there as well. Bomber did slowly but steady went back to SUV production.
Taeja's kind of trapped a little bit here. Bomber's trying to hunt him down. Losing them that amount of bio could be deadly.
That could be really deadly. Certainly when you play against Bomber, as we all know that he likes to go all out immediately. The reinforcements from Taeja are going to be caught out of position in the middle of the map.
And there's Vikings positioned to try and deal with that. He's adding on a lot more Vikings. And Banshee's coming in because he knows if he can control the air, if he can kill the Vikings off, Bomber's going to have no anti-air. He's going to have absolutely nothing. Hellions and tanks not going to shoot up.
I'm kind of worried for Taeja right now. He has a small army supply lead, but a lot of his bio units are quite injured already.
Yeah.
And this is a lot of tanks. He's going to need to somehow get a really good engagement. But there are so many tanks. How is he going to do it? We know he knows how to do it, but can he do it on this moment?
Nice point defense drone placement here to try and soak up any Viking fire that will come along, but Bomber still does not know about Taeja's trap card. These Banshees in the back could be absolutely game-defining if he kills off these Viking numbers.
And he has a higher Viking number right now. Taeja losing a lot of SCVs, but that doesn't matter. If he's able to take out all these Vikings, that is all that he needs for now.
And he's going to work on this command center. He probably will end up getting it, but at the same time, the bio's going to come in from the back. If the point defense drones are now gone, actually, he's established their dominance.
The tanks are on siege, and here comes the Stim bio.
A great engagement here by Taeja, running in, killing off all of the siege tanks. The Banshee's going to work as well. Bomber's army melts. A fantastic engagement by Taeja.
Wow, that was so beautiful. Just the way that Taeja bought time for himself, the way that he won that Viking war, and that one Banshee forcing the big unsiege, and suddenly Taeja finds himself in a really comfortable position.
What an army Taeja has built himself here. Still has that Viking advantage. Very important for those Banshees to be fully effective here in these engagements.
That was the best thing that Taeja has done throughout this entire series. That was beautiful,
Yes.
It really was. But he should not get too over-eager. There is still a pretty serious mech army out here on the map. There are a lot of Vikings from Bomber as well. He should just be careful.
Yeah, he certainly does. There is the effectiveness of a point defense. Does he have a point defense drone? No, he does not. So the Raven just moves forwards, and it looks like that bio's going to stim in here, kill off that front line of tanks. That's a lot of damage been taken.
I don't really like this engagement that much for Taeja. He lost all of his Vikings. He's going to lose these Banshees probably as well if one scan goes down. He was able to